Hello and welcome everybody to day 2 of the Arena Open. That's right, this is where the stakes are really important for us because we now have a shot at winning up to $2,000. But it all starts with draft number 1. We're going to be doing a normal draft where it's best 2 out of 3. And the key thing that you need to know is that I need to go 3-1 or better. So 3-1 or 4-0. I do have to play 4 rounds. If I go 3-1 or 4-0, I do make it into the second draft, where if I have a good result in the second draft, I can start winning some cash money. But it all starts here. Now, the last couple of Arena Opens, I have been able to make it to day 2, but we did not make it out of the very first draft. Hopefully we can do it in this video. Now, before we hop into this draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your Match the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy some booster boxes of Edge of Eternities, or you wanted some cards for your collection, or for your standard, modern, pioneer, or even your commander decks, check out TCGplayer.com. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, check out HeavyPlay.com for premium Match the Gathering supplies and accessories. They are the place to go to for deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and more. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Let's fill this up and let's open something nice. Alrighty, here we go. Something good. This is not how you want to start the draft here. We open an Uthros Titanic God Core and a Godless Shrine. Obviously, when the stakes are this high, you just want to open completely busted rares. But that's not the case here for us. We have some decent commons. Night Luminary is probably the best of the commons here. Diplomatic Relations also okay, but for me, I'm going to be looking at the uncommons. Fell Graveship, Invasive Maneuvers, and Station Monitor are the options. And I'm going to take the Graveship. Really good monocolored card. Invasive Maneuvers is decent too, and Monitor is also potentially pretty strong in the right colors, but I think Graveship just has the, it's the most flexible card, and a card that I'm going to be happy playing in basically all of my decks. So I'm going to take that here. Moving on to pack 1, pick 2, we have several options. We have Cryogen Relic, which is consider one of the best commons in the format. Orbital Plunge, which is solid, but worse than the Relic in my opinion. And then there's also Knight Honored Captain, if I wanted to, for example, consider going black-white here. But I think I'm going to take the Relic here. I think the Knight Captain and Plunge are both fine, but I do think the Relic is overall a stronger card. And I do not mind drafting blue-based control decks. Look, I don't even necessarily need to be, blue-black specifically. I first picked the Graveship. I could be blue-green splash black. We'll see where this goes. But again, we're going to do this one pack at a time. Pack 1, pick 3 gives us Interceptor Mechan as probably the best card. The other cards aren't particularly strong. At common, we have Grav Pack Monoist, Hull Carver, and Mechanozoa. But I do think they're enough worse where I should possibly look into taking the Mechan. I could take the Hull Carver here, which lets me, it's blue-black artifacts. I can get it back with the Graveship. But the Mechan seems better. So I'm going to take this here. All right, pack 1, pick 4. What do we have? Fairly weak pack, and this is kind of what I've noticed. There's so many. Look at my comment. Look at all these commons. They just all feel so bad to play, right? So not entirely sure what I want here to go with the cards that I have. Nothing seems to really go that well. I don't really want to take Slag Drill Scrapper. All these commons are terrible. Ilvoy Operative and Monoist Sentry are the cards that stand out to me. I suppose I'll take the Sentry here just because it can crew up spacecrafts and it's an artifact creature if I do end up going some kind of artifact strategy. But I think overall that pack was extremely weak. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 5. Blue certainly seems to not be open. I took the Relic, but it's completely dried up now. There's a Diplomatic Relations. There's also Nebula Dragon, Blade of the Swarm, some decent white cards. There's a Nutrient Block as well. But I think for me, it's probably between Nebula Dragon and Diplomatic Relations. And given that I have the Mechan, let's just take the Nebula Dragon here. I just think this card is quite strong. And, certainly I could maybe take Dockworker Drone as well, but I think I'm happier taking the Dragon here. Pack 1, pick 6. What do we have? There's a Lost in Space, but like I said, blue really seems to be kind of dry. That is a pretty late Lashwhip Predator, so maybe I should speculate on that. And I mean, we did see a diplomatic relations in the last one, and I didn't want to move into green, but this is a pretty late Lash with Predator. The thing I'm missing out on is a nutrient block, which I don't think is a big loss. So let's take the Predator here and just see if, perhaps green is where we need to be. Pack 1, pick 7, there's a Halia. I mean, if I wanted to go green-white, certainly could have taken that card, but I think it's just far too late to do something like that. Another fairly weak pack. I can take a Drix Fatemaker if I want to perhaps go like green-black splash red, or I can take the Nebula Dragon as just another good top-end threat. I'm going to take the Dragon just because I think it's a safer pick here over something like the green card there. Because the green card, it feels like, obviously if it's like a Galactic Wayfarer or Diplomatic Relations, that's different. It's a late Kov Landseeker. It does feel like red might be one of the decent colors for us to be in. Red is one of the ramp colors if you're not green. So I do like that. Late Tenderfoot and Starfighter Pilot, but I am pretty happy with the Kov Landseeker. And yeah, all right. So, we at least have one color here. Gonna just take a Bombard. We are in need of some interaction. This is actually a pretty strong wheel in that there's an Auxiliary Boosters and a Lost in Space and Decode Transmissions, but let's go ahead and take Bombard. Again, I'm still not entirely sure what my second color is supposed to be. Is it like, I mean, this is a draft where certainly everybody kind of knows what's up. I'll take a Blade of the Swarm here in case we need it for our deck. And yeah, I'm going to cut the Cryogen Relic here. Our curve is certainly on the higher end here. But we did pick up that Mono Sentry, which is nice. There's a Slagdrill Scrapper and a Drix Fatemaker that tabled. You know what? I'm going to take the Scrapper just because I think there's just a bigger chance that we're going to be black-red. But yeah, I mean, Blade of the Swarm, I don't think it's a particularly strong card. But if you get Blade of the Swarm with like 1 or 2 cards left, it's probably a sign that it's good. This is a really solid pack, though. Pack 2, pick 1. No bombs again, but there's Faller's Faithful, which I really like. I like it a lot if I do have a lot of things to actually sacrifice. So if you have 1-drops, it's pretty good to just cash those 1-drops in for 2 cards. Virus Beetle is a card that really stands out. So Faller's Faithful, good. Zookeeper Mechan and Depressurize, the other options in the pack here for us. I am wondering, though, given that I have double Nebula Dragon, like, do I just want Zookeeper Mechan here instead? You know what? I do like Faller's Faithful, but I don't have any 2-drops. I'm going to take... I think the other card might be slightly better, but I'm going to take the Mechan here just because I have the double Nebula Dragons, and I want to kind of get to the late game here if possible. Also, we 100% know that we're red. Pack 2, pick 2 gives us Lightless Evangel, Kov Landseeker, and Bombard as options. There's also Eumidian Terrabotanist if we want it to be green still, but I don't think that we should. I'm just going to take the 2-drop here. I do think the Landseeker is quite nice, but we already have 2 4s. I feel like I'm going to get this card a little bit later. And this is me just, being mindful of my curve and just trying to fill out my deck with, 2-mana plays that I'm happy with. So let's go ahead and take that. Another Eumidian Terrabotanist, but for us, we have a couple of good removal options. There's Alpha Rail Stone Chosen. When this attacks, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield... Yeah, this card's no good. I think it's going to be one of these 2 removal spells. I'm not sure which one's better, though. I don't have any Spacecrafts right now. I guess I do have the one. I mean, they're both very good. You know what? I don't actually know what's better between the 2. Let me know what you think. Do you like Tragic Trajectory or Invasive Maneuvers? I do like the fact that this is an instant. Pack 2, pick 4, a lot of solid options here for us. There's another Lightless Evangel, Orbital Plunge, and Pinnacle Killship. I'm going to take Plunge. I think it's just a premium removal spell. And, this pack has been really, really nice for us to just continue picking up a bunch of good interactive spells for our deck. Pack 2, pick 5, though, gives us a bit of a blank. There is... Also, we're just not getting I'm not seeing a ton of good black, so like this is kind of tricky. So this is interesting, right? There's no good black or red cards for my deck. I don't want to take Cryogen Relic. So then what do I take? Like I could take Drill Too Deep, but I think I'd rather speculate on Galactic Wayfarer here in case I should be green over black and see what happens. I don't think that's where I want to be, but I just feel like my black right now isn't deep enough to the point where I have to be black necessarily, but we'll see. Now there is a Beamsaw Prospector, and I think that's the best of the options here. So I will take that. And yeah, perhaps we're just going to end up in a black-red deck, but I just wanted to stay a little bit flexible there. Here we have Hymn of the Faller and Nebula Dragon number 3. There's also Comet Crawler. You know, this could honestly be a deck that could utilize Hymn of the Faller. So I'm going to take this here. I don't love the card, but, you know, with enough interaction, I think this card can be a decent way to grind people out. We'll take another Beamsaw Prospector and, you know, at least happy that we're picking up some solid 2-drops here. We now have a decent curve. The code transmissions can also be fine. Ooh, that's a late Alpha Rail. All right, we'll take Comet Crawler. I mean, it's our first 3-drop. Gains me some life. I mean, totally okay card to play here. So what are we looking at here? We have 3 removal spells, a couple of Nebula Dragons for the top end. We have a few ways to draw cards if we need. And then we have a reasonable curve here as well. So look, while this deck isn't perfect by any means, it is a functional deck. So there is at least that. Another pack, and another pack with just no great bombs here for us. There's Hilderblade, another Beamsaw Prospector, and a Melded Moxite as options for us. I mean, I like the Melded Moxite a fair amount, so I'm going to take it here. I think it's pretty solid. Pack 3, pick 2. We have the Kov Landseeker from the previous pack did not table. I'm not going to take another Hymn of the Faller. That is a second pick, consult the star charts. But for me, I'm looking at the Roving Actuator, Graph Pack Monoist, or Kov Landseeker. And you know what? I'm going to take the Monoist here just for my mana curve. I just need 3s. So, oh, there we go. All right, one of the better rares in the set. This is a pack. Well, I mean, at least we knew that red was open. And by the way, there's a Grav Kill and a Virus Beetle in the pack. I would love to pick both of those up as well. Sadly, we will not be able to play that, but I'm going to take the Warmaker Gunship. Obviously, we could use a few more artifacts here if possible. But yeah, I mean, this card is fantastic. Let's go ahead and take that. Hopefully, we can pick up some artifacts now for our deck. Pack 3, pick 4 gives us another blank of a pack. There's Scrounge for Eternity. Okay, maybe I take that? I mean, this pack is just a whiff, right? I don't think I'm taking the Swarm. I'll take another Comet Crawler. This is in case this pack goes horribly wrong, like, I have something for my deck. Here I'll take Systems Override. What do I have to sacrifice? Currently, nothing. So maybe it's not going to be great, but there's nothing else here for us. There's an Ilvoid Infiltrator and a Dual Sun Adepts is also, like, okay cards. There is a Caveron Turbo Drone, actually. Maybe I should just take that. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take the Turbo Drone. If anything, it's because it's an artifact. Ooh, another Interceptor Mechan. Ooh, that's a late Mouth of the Storm. I thought blue was not open, but seeing a Mouth of the Storm Pack 3 pick 6 makes me think otherwise. But, you know, Interceptor Mechan also just a totally fine card to play here. We also have a couple of Slag Drill Scrappers in the sideboard, which we can certainly play here as well. So these are some random artifacts that can fill the curve and also make it so that the Warmaker Gunship will be a bit stronger. Alright, in pack 3, pick 7, we have the choice between Pinnacle Killship and Voidforged Titan. Well, you know, I do think the Pinnacle Killship is a better card than the Voidforged Titan, but I already have 2 Nebula Dragons, which I think are kind of similar. So I'm just going to take the Voidforged Titan there instead, just to have something a little bit cheaper on the mana curve. Another Turbo Drone here. Oh, I had the Comet Crawlers as sacrifice outlets, right? So those are also cards that I could consider there as well. Ooh, Roving Actuator on the wheel. Do I have anything to cast? I have an Invasive Maneuvers and a Hymn of the Faller. Okay. I don't know if that's enough. I mean, it's really hard to get 2 mana spells. That's the thing. Swarm Color or Scrounge for Eternity. Whatever. I'll take a Swarm Color, I guess. Alright. Anyways, one thing that I'll mention about this format is the depth of the commons is quite bad. where like 40% of the commons are cards you actively don't want. So, and especially when you're in this type of field where a lot more people know what's up, you're gonna just get draft decks that just don't look quite as strong as you would expect when you play normal arena ladder. And so for that reason, everybody's going to be kind of scrapping and trying to put together a playable collection of cards, but it won't always pan out the way that you want. It's not like, check out my 3 Cryogen Relic, 4 Galactic Wayfarer, blue-green monstrosity. That just happens far less often when you are playing with stakes like this. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to like take out all the cards. Okay, so this is on 38 cards, and I think this is all the stuff that I want to try and play. This is a 13 creature deck, so maybe we could try to find another creature. I'd probably play... Wait, where'd my Monoist go? Whew, okay. That's important. Oh, I guess I don't have to play the Slag Drill Scrappers. All right, so as far as interactions go, we have Double Bombard, Orbital Plunge, Invasive Maneuvers. We do have a couple of spacecrafts to go with the maneuvers. This could have been a Tragic Trajectory, noting. And we are currently on 12 creatures. How good is Slag Drill Scrapper in this type of deck? Just our artifact count isn't... Oh, it's on 8. Okay. And this is a lander. Yeah, I mean, this does feel like another one of those... I drafted a deck like this before, although it was much stronger than this one, where I'm just, killing some stuff and trying to grind my opponent out and just kind of win with some of these, Interceptor Mechans and Nebula Dragons in the late game. So I think that's kind of the strategy that I want to employ here. And I have the option to play 3 more cards. So I think I'm going to play the Decode Transmissions here. So now we're on 38. I don't love the Comet Crawler, but... having some cheap things to play here does seem reasonable. Yeah, I actually don't think the Roving Actuator is good here. If I had more Plasma Bolts and Depressurizes, that would be good, but I literally only have 2 spells to cast. So I just don't think that is a high enough number of cards for me to actually warrant playing the Actuator. I think playing 1 copy of the Slag Drill Scrapper is okay. Increases our artifact count for the warship, and also gives us just another way to kind of draw some cards in the late game. But they are definitely worse in multiples, so I think like 1 Slag Drill Scrapper is kind of the amount that I can stomach. And then I think maybe I just play one of these random 3 mana cards just to kind of fill out my mana curve. I have a Turbo Drone and a Comet Crawler. Neither of them are particularly strong, I will say. And so for me, it's just like, which one would I rather play in this type of deck? I don't love it, but I'm going to play this just because I think I need a 3 mana play. It's my second 3 mana creature. So I'll play the Comet Crawler. Just 1. All right, let's take a look at our curve. All right, 13 red, 12 black. Okay. Anyways, this is the deck. I don't think it's that strong. It was a tricky draft to navigate. Like, blue didn't seem super open. I wasn't sure about green, but you know what? We're going to try our best with the pool that we have and see if we can come out on top. Now, before round 1 starts, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Lots of benefits for joining the Patreon. You get access to the Discord channel, along with monthly videos that I make. Check it out. All right, opponent on the play here. And we drew the Comet Crawler. I have a lot of cards where like drawing 1 is okay, but drawing more than 1 feels kind of bad. Comet Crawler is in that vein. Slag Drill Scrapper is in that vein. Alright. Intrepid Tenderfoot, okay. The question is, do I want to trade the Slag Drill Scrapper for a card? All right. Let's see what they do. All right. I'm not going to play Hymn of the Faller right now. Okay. They just hit me for 3, huh? Alright. And then now we will play land and then go Comet Crawler. Let's attack. Cov Landseeker. Okay. We drew land number 4, which is very, very good. Play a land. Alright, that was good. And then now we actually have an interesting choice. We can play the Mechan or Hymn of the Faller. I think I'm just going to play the Mechan here, right? And then I get a 3/3 flyer as well, so. And I mean, the Comet Crawler doing work here, right? Just like, that was a 4-point life swing and it lived, so, you know, I don't mind necessarily doing it again. And having the cheap thing was also nice with the Mechan. Not saying we're ahead by any means, but... Okay. They have to sack the lander. Or they should try to sack the lander. Oh, wow, that's really good. Okay, use social engineering, sure. Do they have another land? They could. Nope. Okay, okay. Hey, we can work with this. We can work with this. I have lots of good options here. So I want to go Slag Drill Scrapper. Do I want to sack the Scrapper? I think so. And then have the Monoist be a flyer and try to win that way. Okay, they're chumping. If they chump, that's fine. If they don't, that's also fine. Alright. So we got a 4/4 flyer and a 2/1 flyer. The life totals are 15 to 7. Comet Crawler certainly doing some work. If they kill the Interceptor Mechan, obviously things get a lot worse. Do I block? I'm gonna go with no. Alright, we're racing here. We are racing. They clearly have some kind of removal spell, but they didn't pump the Tenderfoot here either. And my Comet Crawler does allow me to race pretty well. Orbital Plunge, sure. Okay. Oh, and Plasma Bolt. Okay. Well, I mean, we had a game plan here, and it all fell apart. So, that is not ideal, obviously. Like, them being able to kill 2 things in a turn was obviously not what I wanted here. I'm going to play... Yeah, that's brutal. Alright, well, now we got to play defensively. Double removal. Like, 1... Maybe I can try to, like, grind through, but 2, double removal is really tough. Alright, okay. Well, they have a Nova Hellkite in their deck. I mean, their deck's obviously very, very strong. Alright, so red-green. We just died. They have a couple of warp cards there. So I think I want to bring in Blade of the Swarms. Anything else? Something like that. Just go a little bit heavier on the mana curve. The thing is, the Scrapper just doesn't block that well against what they're trying to do. I mean, if they draw a Comet Crawler, like, I'm in a lot of trouble, but I don't know. The Blade of the Swarms seem like they can be pretty strong here, so why don't we just try this? Like, being able to nab random germinating worms and stuff can also be pretty strong. Also, for Blade of the Swarm, just like having 4 mana 5/3s against a red-green deck, like, that is also just going to be doing a pretty good job trading with most of their big creatures. Alrighty, I will choose to play first, and yeah, this hand looks pretty good. We got a turn 2 Zookeeper Mechan, Decode Transmissions, Bombard, and a Warmaker Gunship. Alright, opponent on a mulligan. We'll take anything that we can get, but their deck is quite strong. Alright, turn 2 Mechan. Playing a warship here would be really nice, just to kill a random 2/2. Looks like they have a 2-mana removal spell? Oh, Siege Ship Impact. That's quite nice. Alright, let's draw some cards. I mean, that was huge because they killed my artifact. So like my Warmaker gunship also just gets significantly worse. So, I mean, that's the actual dream. This is a card you should also be main decking. Very good card overall. Just gonna kill this now. Slow them down if I can. Next turn we can play Voidforged Titan. Intrepid Tenderfoot, and they get to sack the lander, which is not bad. For us, we play... Yeah, like, I can't really kill this anyways. So I'm just gonna play the Titan here. Hopefully they don't pump the Tenderfoot or kill my Voidforged Titan. What are the chances of that? So, I mean, our hand is certainly strong, right? It's just like... For the dragon, we need a couple of lands. And then for the gunship, we're just going to need more artifacts. I mean, that could be like, maybe that's the argument to just, like, play the Slag Drill the Slag Drill anyways. Or honestly, on the play, I could have also considered the Caveron Turbo Drone. But I think the Turbo Drone is not a very good card on the draw. Alright, well, they got their blue source here. They have 3 cards in hand. If they have Orbital Plunge, certainly they should kill the Voidforged Titan. If they have Diplomatic Relations, they should pump the Tenderfoot. If they pump the Tenderfoot twice, what do I do? It's a good question. Maybe just block, just because I can just get it back with the Mechan. I mean, if they have a removal spell, it's like a pretty easy use of removal spell and attack, I think. What, they have a Plasma Bolt or something? Okay, I mean, I'm certainly happy for the 2-for-1 there. You know what I mean? Germinating Worm, sure. Alright, so that is a Fell Graveship, which we can use to get something back. That might be better than the Interceptor Mechan. And I think I actually want to get the Zookeeper Mechan back here. And just get some more ramp going. Yep. And then let's station this up. So now we're on 3 artifacts. So if I draw a land, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can actually gunship for 4. But that's a Tenderfoot. Okay, well that's fine. We take a bunch of damage here, but if I draw a land... Oh, I can also just Nebula Dragon the Tenderfoot. That seems very good. Let's do that. All right. I mean, the Germinating Worm hurts, but hopefully the Graveship will allow us to get, you know, gain some of that life back, right? This requires 8, okay. 2 cards in hand for the opponent, and last card is a Nebula Dragon themselves. Okay. Land. Okay, perfect. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it's not enough. It is not enough. How do I want to do this? Okay. Alright, how do I want to do this now? So I don't want to play the gunship. I want to play Interceptor Mechan and get something back. Voidforged Titan or the Zookeeper Mechan. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Voidforged Titan Warship. Okay. All right. All right, we're at 7. I just did, like, I was gonna chump block there and take a bunch of damage anyways, so I didn't want to get the Void Forge Titan there. So now I have 4 artifacts in play. Let's kill the dragon. And then this I can turn into a 4/3 flyer. This requires 6. Alright. Think this is looking good. This is looking good. I want it to be able to double spell. I can chump here. I have a bunch of flyers. I'm gaining a bunch of life. This is a very, very good spot to be. I have lethal here. 4, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that's game. Alright. Okay. They do have a Germinating Worm. They have the Nova Hellkite and the Humidian, the 4 mana card. The 4 mana card, okay. Basically, I'm just considering what I should do with the Blade of the Swarms. Think I'm still going to play it, but on the draw, I feel like I might need one more thing to play to block. Do I want a Comet Crawler back on the draw? Just because it just, you know, is something I can play that's a little more defensive. And maybe I should cut one of my more expensive cards. Certainly a consideration. I could see cutting like the Void Forge Titan on the draw. Sure. Just trying to keep my curve a little bit lower. They are a little bit more on the aggressive side. I have some other card draw effects anyways. And Blade of the Swarm is a 4 mana 5/3. So for the purposes of blocking, it's kind of similar anyways. The only upside with the Void Forge Titan is just the fact that it obviously can sometimes draw me a card, but also it just being an artifact. But I also think that that Void ability can be a liability sometimes, especially if I just feel like I'm going to be on the back foot, so. Alright, opponent certainly going to be on the play here. And we got a 3rd game at least. Let's see how this goes. We did draw the Blade of the Swarm here. We have 4 lands, Melded Moxite, Fell Grafship, and an Orbital Plunge. But they do play an Intrepid Tenderfoot. That's going to be tough. They didn't, so that's good for us. Now let us play out a Melded Moxite. Just going to throw away one of these lands. Very likely to find another one. And we did. That is a Meltstrider Eulogist. Okay. Just going to hit it with a Bombard. Larval Scoutlander. Okay. Alright, drew another land. No great options here, so let's just go ahead and play a 5/3. And, you know, I mean, that's the cool thing about this card. It's like, look, it's a 5/3. It's fine. You know what I mean? Not, I guess certainly not good against Nebula Dragon, but, you know, I can always get it back too. Alright, they just passed. Interesting. Okay, let's hit them for 5. Oh, you know what this is? This is probably, they probably have a Nebula Dragon. Like we did outline that as a possibility. Guess I'm gonna pass as well. Basically, it's like if they, like, they're very likely to play Nebula Dragon, and if they do, then so be it. Okay, let's just kill this in response so they can't pump up the Scoutlander. I think that's what I want to do. Alternatively, I can Melded Moxite. Maybe that's better. Saving my Melded Moxite. No, let's just kill it. Oh, they have a Plasma Bolt. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. No, they did a good job baiting that, for sure. Let's get the gunship back. Let's play Graph Pack Monoist. And pump that up. So a couple of good removal spells here. Grab ship on 2. Doing a decent job trying to grind through everything. Melded Moxite we can turn into a creature. We have the Mechan to get something back as well. Ideally, I can use the Mechan to get back a gunship or a grab ship. That would be sick. I mean, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. It's interesting. Like, next turn, if I do draw a land, I might be interested in sacrificing to the Melded Moxite and then playing, you know what I mean? And then playing the Mechan. So, I mean, certainly a lot of good options here. I mean, getting back Blade of the Swarm also seems pretty good. Alright, we'll try that. So we have Orbital Plunge, Warmaker Gunship, and Blade of the Swarm here. All solid options. I mean, I could have gotten back Melded Moxite, but generally that seems worse than just getting back a 5-3 on this board. Also, like, I can play the Blade of the Swarm next turn as a 5-3 and then just, like, pump up my Fell Grab Ship, which is pretty nice. Orbital Plunge, okay. My Warmaker Gunship still kills this, I think. So that's pretty nice. I have 2 artifacts in play. This is number 3. Okay. Play Blade of the Swarm. Put 2 counters on this, and this is interesting. 4, 8. This is on 4. So I just need to station this up. So I can sacrifice some damage and turn both of them into creatures. I think I'm going to do that. Bam. So we gave up 2 damage, but now we have 2 giant flyers. I have Orbital Plunge for something big, and I have a very, very nice board here. 4-3 flyer, 3-2 flyer, 2-1 flyer. Things are looking pretty good here for us. And we have the Orbital Plunge back up. All right, and there you go. Lost the first game, but ended up winning the match. The big thing there is our opponent never drawing Nova Hellkite. That was a key part of that. So 1-0, got a lot more matches to win. Let's just quickly go over to this deck again just to make sure, because, you know, these were the cards that we weren't sure about. Like, should I just be playing one main deck Blade of the Swarm over some of these other options? I think I still like the 1 Comet Crawler main. And then it's like Blade of the Swarm versus Slag Drill Scrapper. Let's just go with our original list and make adjustments as necessary, if you will. Alrighty, we are 1-0. Let's try to win some more matches. Alright, I have 5 lands, a Slag Drill Scrapper, and a Voidforge Titan. I'm going to keep this, but we really need to not draw a bunch more lands. That is a Red Tiger Mechan. Oof, okay. You don't see that often, but hey, it got in. They didn't play a 2-drop, which is certainly fine for us. Alright. Play the Monoist. What do you do? Other creatures you control have haste. Okay, and it's a 4-mana 3/5? Sure. Draw some cards. Drawing some lands there, not ideal. We drew 9 lands. 9 lands is not going to get it done. We drew 4 lands and 1 spell. I guess 2 spells. I mean, I kept the 5-lander, but yeah, obviously, like, you need your hands to kind of pan out here to have a chance. Alright, this card does look exceedingly bad. I'm gonna make that forever swap. I just probably don't have enough artifacts. What did they do? Oh, they warped in a territorial Bruntar. Sure. Okay. I see. Well, I don't want to take 6 damage. So let's chump here, I guess. Alright. We found an Interceptor Mechan, but we also have Voidforged Titan, so... I will play the Voidforged Titan here. Pass. The thing is, like, I can't really rely on the Bruntar being warped all that often. So it's not like the Swarm colors are going to be good for dealing with Tanic. But they do have a Red Tiger Mechan, like... At least swapping this for... At least swapping the Scrapper for 1 copy of Blade makes a lot of sense here. Feels like they have a removal spell for Voidforged Titan. Oh, it's a Vault Guard Trooper with... Okay. I see. This is actually quite annoying. I mean, I'm gonna block, but... It's pretty funny. Okay, depressurize, sure. Ooh, Kav Landseeker is pretty good. Alright. We can actually, instead of ramping, we can sack it for a card, the lander. But they have like all this action still ready to go. They warped all of them in. You know what's this card actually has like a horrible win rate, and it looks totally fine. It might be the fact that it's like double red pip, but I guess the good thing is they didn't really add anything to the board, which certainly helps us. Alright, so let us sack the lander. We are looking for some removal. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. What about 11 lands? What are your thoughts on 11 lands? I mean, I have my thoughts on 11 lands. Holy cow. Oh, it's non-land. Ugh. Oh, Paul. Oh no, that was not good. I thought that's crazy how Slagdrill Scrapper doesn't even work with it doesn't even work with Void. They just cast this, right? Oh, it's got haste? Oh, sure. Oh, this is brutal. Yeah, I just gotta give them the landers here. I'm just too far on the back foot. I mean, I think my opponent's deck is very beatable. It's very beatable. It's just not with this draw, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. This has Menace. So like chump here. Double block here, 3, 4, 5, take 10. Alright. I mean, we're almost like certainly dead here. Like everything gets haste. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Alright, we are on the play. They had like 3 3s and 5 5s. Insatiable Skittermaws. I think I'm just going to make the one-off swap. I just don't think that they have enough for me to warrant playing a second copy. I think this should have just been my initial... I think that just should have been my configuration to begin with. All right, let's play first. 2 mountains. These hands have just been atrocious. All right, we'll keep this. Put the dragon on the bottom. Oh, 2 drop off the top. Obviously very happy with that. Terrapact Intimidator. Have opponent targeting you, create 2 lander tokens. Decline. Let's kill this thing right away. Fell Graveship. Oh, they get it back. That's annoying. Hey, they have a turbo drone. Maybe I should be playing the turbo drone. Like, I could play the Graveship, but like, there's a chance I miss with this thing. So I'd rather hold off on that if I can. No, you get a 4-3. Lightless Evangel. Okay. Alright, so they're growing the Fell Graveship here. We're beating down. That was a decent draw in the Kav Landseeker. A land off the top would actually be pretty nice. It's a Vault Guard Trooper. Okay. So Graveship gets in. I can kill the Graveship. Okay, so we did draw the land, so I do like that a lot. So now I can use the Gunship to kill the Graveship. And then we can station this up. And then we can sack the lander. Get a swamp. Alright. So good turn for us. I mean, they have a very good board as well. We'll see what happens. Is it another depressurize? Sure. Okay, we're at 12. I mean, that means they get to refuel, which is not great for us. We'll see. Oh, they didn't. Okay, so that is good for us. So I kind of want to just attack with everything and get into a bit of a racing situation, I think. Okay. So now I can actually Graveship. I can Graveship the I can Graveship the Gunship and then kill the Intimidator. But I mean, let's play the Graveship and see what happens. Because I can also Graveship the Nebula Dragon. I kind of like the Gunship though. Alright. This is a good turn. I can turn on the Gunship next turn. I hit for 4 in the air. I have a Bombard, but that doesn't kill the Trooper. They have 3 cards still in hand, so it's still a very close game. Surprised they didn't do anything last turn. Life total's 12 to 9. The issue really here, the issue is if they kill my Landseeker, I just like am not even close to stationing up my other creatures. Which is certainly a problem. Alright, Graph Pack Monoist. And no attacks. Alright, alright. So we have that as an option. Now the question is whether or not I am interested in just pumping up the Graveship here and passing. Setting myself up for the next turn. Because they're keeping up all this mana. I feel like they might have a way to kill the Gunship. So I'm actually going to do that. Because now next turn I can hit for 7 in the air and gain a bunch of life. Nothing we can do about the trooper. That's another trooper, okay. Right, end of turn, sacrifice, go get a mountain or something. Alright, Blade of the Swarm. Okay. Now how do I want to do this? I mean, certainly I play this. Play this as a 5/3. And then I can station this up. So if I attack, they block there. I think I can attack with this as well. I mean, what if I attack with everything? This is the safest attack. Alright, I'm at 10. Let's see what they do. I mean, the other option was attacking with everything, and then it wouldn't be lethal. They would block with the Volkguard Trooper with the Beamsaw Prospector, and then I would finish off the Trooper with the Bombard, but then I would die to a Red Tiger Mechan. But I am not confident. I am not confident at all. Like, alternatively, I could have just bombarded the flyer and hit with my 2 flyers. Honestly, I don't like the way that I played that turn. I probably should have just bombarded the Monoist and attack with my 2 flyers and just keep everything else back and use the Landseeker to pump up the grab ship. That's what I should have done. Baller's Faithful on the gunship, okay. Orbital Plunge, very, very good. Let's kill that. Wow, Interceptor Mechan, huh? That is incredible. I don't have another, like, artifact here, but... Oh, I can get back Grav Ship? Holy cow. That is a turn. Okay. Let's kill one of the troopers. And then I don't want to trade this too. So we'll just pass for now. So we got a 3/3 flyer. They have 2 cards. We have Grab Ship to get something else back. I can use the Grab Ship to get back, I mean, all kinds of stuff here. Alright, so you block here. You block here. Void has been triggered. Alright. Alright. I mean, very, very close matchup here. Very, very close matchup. I think I'm going to keep it the same. I don't really have a whole lot in my sideboard. I could, you know, one pick I could have made differently in the draft was taking a Drill 2 Deep over the Galactic Wayfarer. That would have been a really good sideboard option. So I think maybe I should have done. But like at the time, I still wanted to give myself the flexibility to potentially pivot into green if I got a bunch of cards. But I still don't like how I played that game. I definitely should have the turn where I attack with the. I should have just bombarded the flyer and just attack with my other 2 flyers and kept the 5-power creature back to block the Volkguard Trooper. All right, we're gonna keep this. It's quite a slow hand, but. See what they do. Zookeeper Mechan, very strong. And we have a Monoist Sentry. Alright, let's go Melded Moxite. This card is Swamp, so we have 2 black and 2 red available. We drew Bombard. Okay, so that's nice little removal effect, depending on what they play. Swarm Color, okay. Just get that out of here. Lightless Evangel and Cabaron Turbo Drone. Okay, so we get a blocker in play here. If they kill this, it's such a disaster. I think I should make a 2-2 here, just to have another blocker, I think. But yeah, I mean, very, very nice curvy hand for the opponent. If they play like a Volkard Trooper, it's going to be pretty bad for me. It's a Virus Beetle. We'll discard a land. They give it haste. I guess we'll take the 2 there. Okay. What do I want to block? Oh, they probably have Depressurize. Do I want to minimize the damage and block the Evangel, or do I block the Zookeeper Mechan and take 4 damage? Let's just minimize damage. Alright, they have a bunch of mana anyways, and that's a Fell Grav Ship, okay. So really, really solid start, and they got back a Bruntar here. That's so gross. Okay. Alright, well, we'll see what happens here. I feel like Bruntar is easily the card that they need to take here. They can give it haste, too. So now I wish I took the Mechan. Yep, they took the Bruntar. Let's make a 2-2. Not good here. Not good. Okay. Yeah, this is just awful. Okay, that is an invasive maneuvers. I mean, technically that does kill the Bruntar. And I'm at 7 life. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just trying to think of like, are there any other good things I have available as options? Is kind of where I'm at. Like, what about playing Blade of the Swarm as a 5/3? Is that good enough? And then use invasive maneuvers on the Grav Ship? And then play... But then I'm never killing the Bruntar. But I think having a 5/3 in play here is actually pretty good. And I'm going to keep up the maneuvers here. Let's see what they hit. Depressurize? Jesus Christ. Yep. Well, this was a draw, Dave. Oh my gosh. That was a Tanic off the top, I guess? Oh, they certainly want to give Tanic haste. They gave it... Why would they do that? Okay, so they misclicked pretty badly. But I don't think it matters. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. They're making all kinds of like they should crew the Grav Ship. Again, it doesn't matter. I'm at 5. Alright. All they need to do is turn on the Grav Ship, but they don't have enough. For... Okay, Grav Pack Mono is... okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grab ship is a cost of 8. Like, why couldn't you have just drawn like 3 lands in a row? It would have given me a much better shot here. You know, at least the games are like somewhat competitive. Like, you know, I think they have a better version of red-black than I do, for sure. Like, my deck's not particularly good at killing large things. Okay, I think they're gonna remember to station this time. Dang, they saw it. Alright, that's an Interceptor Mechan. What can that get back? I have 7 mana. I don't know what to get. I don't know what to get. On this board... I mean, I think I'm just dead. So I can deal 3 damage to something? I mean, I'm super dead. But you know what? They made a couple of mishaps. Maybe they just forget to attack. It's my only hope. All they need to do is give the grab ship flying and attack me. Alright, good games. Alright, I'm gonna assume that... Look, I should have been dead like 2 turns ago. That was a really solid draw. I think that this was just honestly, like... I think it was a fairly close matchup. Maybe they have like a 5% edge in the matchup, something along those lines. And they just came out on top. So let's make, again, this adjustment here. Let's just play the 1 Blade of the Swarm and see how this goes. Alright, 1-1. 1-1. We cannot lose anymore. We have to win the next 2 matches with this mediocre deck, and I'm playing against literally probably the best drafter in all of day 2. I'm playing against Mike Sigrist. What the hell? We'll see. I mean, I'm still going to try to play my best here, but Siggy is an incredible player, and I'm going to be in a very tough spot here. What do I discard with Melded Moxite? I'm just going to play Hymn of the Faller. Yep. Siggy loves himself some value. Yeah, that got warped in. You better believe it got warped in. Alright, let's play a Comet Crawler. Sunset Saboteur. And wow. It's a very, very good double spell turn here from Siggy. This thing has Menace, Ward. So I gotta sack the lander next turn. So it's probably like sack lander, cast Decode Transmissions, get a swamp. Also, by the way, I found out that they don't pair you based on your record, which is kind of rough. So he could, Siggy, by all, like, he could be 2-0 right now. But hey, in order to be the best, you gotta beat the best. But I know for a fact that I'm not the best, so here we are. Oh, I just realized that I can also sack the lander with the Comet Crawler if I find other better plays next turn, so that's another thing I can consider. Wow, Cryo Shatter plus Sunset Saboteur is a nice little combination. Is it worth double blocking here? No, I'll just take 4, whatever. Then Codecracker Hound, sure. Alright, so Bombard and Melded Moxite. Gain 4 life. Now what? I do have that Interceptor Mechan as an option as well. But let's go ahead and sack the lander. Let's go get a swamp. And then I do take a ton of damage this turn. I do have Bombard as an option. That might be better than Decode Transmission. So yeah, let's just do that. Like if they play a big artifact, I can just kill the Emissary Escort. And I sacked the Kov Landseeker because now if they attack with the Saboteur, they have to put a counter on the Comet Crawler. And then now, do I have to 2-for-1 myself? It is a pretty miserable feeling, but I think I do. Holy texts. Alright, that is a Cryo Shatter on the Comet Crawler. Okay. Let's play the Mechan. Looks like they have an Unravel. Not good. Now let's draw some cards. And we shall pass. I mean, this thing just like straight up like can win you the game, so I was just trying my best here. Yeah, that's a nice little combo that kills us, and the Emissary Escort is down. It's a big chunk of damage coming in. I'm gonna kill this before they can counter something. And then I'll play Beamsaw Prospector, and I'll play a land, but I think this is probably a little bit too much. They have what looks to be a very, very solid Dimir control deck. Lost in Space, and that is the game. Alright. Fair enough. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. So, this is the type of matchup where things get a lot more grindy. I don't think I care at all about a card like Comet Crawler. Slag Drill Scrapper certainly gets a lot more interesting here. Blade of the Swarm didn't seem particularly strong. Even a card like Swarm Color, like just these like kind of value-based cards feel a little bit stronger in this type of matchup. Now, the Monoist Sentry, like, are they attacking me for enough to have this be better than like a second Slag Drill Scrapper? That's an interesting thing. But this also mans the spacecrafts a lot better. So I think we'll try something like this. Look, I mean, if I'm going to lose to Siggy with a really good blue-black control deck, or a very solid one, playing for the second draft, so be it. Alrighty, let's go first. Let's keep 3 lands, Invasive Maneuvers, Bombard, Kov Landseeker. Let's pass. Yeah, that Unravel was really annoying. Cryogen Relic, yeah. Okay, that's a good 2-drop. We don't have any creatures, so this is not good. Okay. Given that I don't have a spacecraft, like if they play something, I should probably... Do they warp this in? Yeah, I'm still gonna kill it. And I think I'm gonna use Invasive Maneuvers because I don't have a spacecraft. Because like they did have a 4 toughness thing that I need to kill. And that's how good Codecracker Hound is, by the way. Like I still want to kill it and not give them an extra like play. Alright, let's play Landseeker. We drew the Beamsaw Prospector. So next turn we can either go like Bombard their play plus sack the lander or Beamsaw Prospector. 4th land. Uthro Psionicist into some black spell. That is a Gravpack Monoist. So I do think that... Whew, jeez. I mean, I have to kill the Psionicist. Alright, and let's get a mountain. I just wanted to get more value with Hymn of the Faller, but I feel, you know, I feel like those were the plays that I need to make. Cryogen Relic buys Siggy some time, draws him a bunch of cards. And I have a few Nebula Dragons as options. I'm just going to play Beamsaw Prospector. I'm going to be patient with the Hymn of the Faller this time. He's keeping up Unravel here too. So, don't want to play into his tricky little mitts. Yeah, he's got 6 cards in hand. Solid shot, one of them is an Unravel. He also had Lost in Space. Ooh, Singularity Rupture. Wow, they milled me for how much? Okay, well that's certainly not ideal. Okay, well. Let's get a swamp. I have 13 cards left. Let's just start playing out some dragons. I know he's got like 47,000 Cryo Shatters, so obviously that's likely to happen here. 12 cards left. Good player with a good deck. Unreal. Unreal. Mechanazoa. Okay. They're at 16. I'm at 16. I have Mechanazoa. I have... I can chain Mechans. And then get back the Grav Ship too? But then that kind of makes me deck myself. I have 11 cards left though? Maybe that's okay? Alright, take 5. I kind of want to hold this until, like, they kill one of my Mechans. I mean, I could have gotten, like, a Voidforge Titan. I just felt like that didn't quite get me enough value. Alright, black, blue, blue. Okay, so they're trying to tempo me out here. Because they almost certainly have some kind of counterspell here. So I'm wondering if there's, like, better combinations of things I can do. Like, for example, like, what if I just, like... What if I just play Grav Ship here instead? I mean, it is just, like, a better use of my mana. Alright. Got that unraveled. I'm gonna actually not play Hymn of the Faller here, because that puts me down to 10. And the main phase Lost in Space was so good because that prevents me from triggering the Void on the Interceptor Mechan. But if they have like another counterspell, it's going to be really annoying, definitely. Let's play the land here to play around Divert Disaster. If he has like multiple unravels, I guess it's pretty bad for me. If this just resolves and they kill the Nebula Dragon, it's okay. But it's hard for them to get in for that extra point of damage. So that's kind of where I'm at. I have 8 power in the air. If they Cryo Shatter the Nebula Dragon, I can hit for 4 and finish them off with the Nebula Dragon. If anything, actually, if I resolve the other Nebula Dragon, I just win. Assuming I can hit with one of my flyers. Right? With 4 cards in hand, I'm at 6. I'm happy I didn't play Hymn of the Faller. Because now, like, they can attack me, I can go down to 1, and reasonably feel okay about this. Okay. So now I go to 1. Okay. They might also have a Cryo Shatter. It's a land. Okay. Let's attack. Okay, they do have a removal spell. Don't have 2 removal spells. Or a way to gain life. They never see the second Nebula Dragon coming. So he's tanking. He definitely has a removal spell, but is just deciding doesn't matter if he takes damage. So that is a Desculpting Blast. Okay. They took it! Yes! Because this can block, right? Oh, because I'm at 1 life. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. If he blocked, I would not have won. Woo! Alright. Yep. He's not going to be happy about that one, I'll tell you that much. He is not going to be happy about that one. Alrighty. Well, we stole one. He has an incredible deck. Swarm color is alright. I mean, just flyers in general are pretty good against what I saw so far. Do I want Blade of the Swarm as a way to trade with Mechanizoas? Like, it's not the strongest thing in the world, but Mono Sentry actually looks quite bad. So maybe like 1 is okay. Maybe I want both. I mean, they're just 5/3s. Like, his deck's kind of slow. Just like as much top end as possible. Yeah, I think 1 is fine. I like the 1 scrapper. Like when the games go kind of long, I can use it to sacrifice lands or whatever to get value. Yeah, but again, Siggy, just based off of what I saw, has like at least like a 7 out of 10 Dimir deck. Whereas I feel like our deck is like dead average. Maybe a little bit below. It's like a 5 out of 10, I would say. Alrighty. Siggy on the play. Looks like he mulliganed. I'm certainly keeping this hand. So let's see. Turn 1 Slag Drill Scrapper. Turn 2 Melded Moxite. If I can find a scenario where I can... I guess turn 4 I can sack the Melded Moxite. And get there that way. I can turn 4 I can sack the Moxite to draw a card. And then also Hymn of the Faller. Oh, he mulled the 5? Okay. I mean, obviously that gives us a better chance, but let's see. Don't want to get our hopes too high. Let's go Melded Moxite. Discard Mountain. Drew some more lands. Okay. Code Cracker Hound. Yeah, that's a good way to unmulligan. Like I said, his deck is amazing. Very, very strong. Very, very strong deck there. So this is awkward for us in the sense that, like, Fell Grabship is, like, the most interesting thing to play, but I don't have anything in my graveyard. Like, activating Melded Moxite also makes sense, right? Yeah, so I don't really know. But that Lightless Evangel also gets in for a good amount. I'm gonna just play the Evangel. I just want to maximize on my synergies here. It's a Code Cracker Hound, draw a card, sure. I'm gonna try to, like, outcard Siggy, if possible. So I can, let's see, if I draw a card here off of this, and then I play Hymn of the Faller. If I draw a card off of this, I go up to 6 cards. So that'll give me 7 cards. And then I can actually just play Beamsaw Prospector here, probably, and just continue adding to the board. I don't need to play Hymn of the Faller just yet, actually. So now I have a 3-3, a 2-1. I can continue growing this somehow, some way. I have Blade of the Swarm, which is really big. I do have to be mindful of the sweeper. I absolutely do. Emissary Escort, okay. Alright. With 4 cards available. I mean, they probably have an Unravel, but I think that's okay. Okay. Alright, we drew more action. We drew more action. I didn't think I needed the land. I even have the Decode Transmissions to find more lands. I just felt like in 3 random draws, I'm pretty likely to find a land. So I just wanted to make sure that I continue having gas here. Graph Pack Monoist, okay. And that is a Warmaker Gunship, which honestly is not too bad here. But I think I'm just going to attack. I just want to continue, like, hitting my lands, getting value that way. Oh, wow, we missed? Oh, that's so bad that we missed. Oh, man. Oh, that's horrible. I mean, we have 7 cards in hand. It's not that bad. Mechanozoa. Okay. So I can... invasive maneuvers can deal 5 damage, so I just have to be mindful of that. Let's crack this. Go get a swamp. Oh, wait, no, I can just play Blade of the Swarm. Oh, a little sideboard tech? Let's get that out of there. Okay. Still have 7 cards in hand, which is fantastic. Cryo Shatter on Blade of the Swarm, okay. We'll take 2. Alright. Okay. Not bad. 7 lands in play. Lots of value in my hand. Off of a double mulligan here. So, all good stuff for me. So, let's see. Again, I don't want to go too crazy here. But this is lethal if I do this. Let's sack the lander. Okay. Play a land. Let's attack. Desculpting Blast. Okay. I have to read that Wrath real quick. It destroys all creatures. So I think playing the Graph Ship here is not terrible. Just to get something back. Do I even have anything good to get back, though? Not particularly. Gotta think here. I'm just gonna play the mech in here. This also just grows, which is quite nice. And, I I just don't need more creatures. I'm just going to take Melded Moxite. When I have this much mana, like, this is just 5 mana, rummage, draw 2, make a 2/2, right? So, alright, here's the sweeper. Yep. So I have 7 cards left. And let's put a bunch of pressure on the battlefield here. So let's go Landseeker into Voidforge Titan. And then I have 2 removal spells. To vote out on the Landseeker and... Okay. Let's play the Mechan. Let's go for the pump. Let's go! Let's go! Whew! All it took was a double mulligan from probably, like literally one of the best players in day 2 of the event. So, you know what? That's why you don't give up. There's variance in Magic. You can be the worst player and still come out on top. That's what happened here. Siggy is a limited player that I highly respect. Extremely strong player. And I think he's probably going to look back at that Desculpting Blast block play in Game 2. And, you know, I mean, he probably made the right play. But, you know, obviously, like, if he did the other thing, he would have probably won that game. But, yeah, Game 3, he just, you know, not much he could do there. All right, here we go. We're playing for Day 2. 2-in-1. We have Swamp, Mountain, 2 7-drops. But we have Hymn of the Faller, Zookeeper Mechan, and Lightless Evangel. I will keep this hand. Our opponent leading with Island there. Lead with Swamp. They can't do anything for 1 blue. Just kidding! They can. They'll avoid Galeblade. Alright, blue-green with the Galeblade. We will play the Mechan. Don't have a counterspell. Okay, they didn't have a counterspell. Next turn we can play Kov Landseeker, which is great. Unless they kill the Zookeeper Mechan. God, why does this happen to me twice? Seed Chip impact on my Zookeeper Mechan. Oh, that is just so brutal. Alright, let's play Lightless Evangel. That is not a recipe for success. For me, on my side. Diplomatic relations, okay. They're getting aggro, I guess. I mean, I don't mind that too much, to be honest. I don't really care to bombard in Illvoid Galeblade. Next turn, I have the ability to sack the lander and then cast Hymn of the Faller. That's pretty strong. And then we have a couple of Nebula Dragons. Not bad either. Main phase, huh? Do you have a Void effect, or... Okay, sure. We will attack. And we'll sack the lander. I gotta double check my color situation. Okay, everything is fine. So the reason why I'm getting Mountain here is so that there's a higher chance I can draw Swamp to play the Sentry. You know what? In this case, I'm not going to get greedy. With double Nebula Dragon... Ooh, we drew the Swamp. With double Nebula Dragon, like, I just want to hit my lands. So, let's do this. They might sack the Galeblade. Wow! They want to get in there! Mechan Assembler. Don't have a 1-mana artifact. Oh. Oh. Gross! Let's just get this... Well, I mean, they're not going to double block. But, I don't know. Maybe they will. Okay. They're at 12. Kill this. Play this. They have 2 cards left. We have a pair of Nebula Dragons, so, you know, I mean, certainly that's a good thing here for us. We're able to continue putting pressure with the Kov Landseeker. They are flooded, but they do have Pinnacle Killship mana now. If they crack the Nutrient block, that's going to be a good sign, because that means they're digging for something here. Opponent deciding to attack with the Galeblade. Really? No main phase sack, no this. That is scary. I mean, I have Melded Moxite, so I kind of want to keep this land. Okay. Dubious Delicacy, sure. Alright, they get to sack some food, draw some cards. We do have a giant flyer here, though. They're 15. Alright. I mean, it's still a very close game. Like, if they draw something strong, we're still going to be in some amount of trouble. Curious to see if they're going to drain us or if they're going to gain life. Looks like they're holding off on that decision. 3 cards in hand. Glacier Godma. Okay, we're dead. We're dead. Oh, you better believe we're double blocking. Okay, we're at 10 life. Hey, you know the nice thing about this here? Is the fact that they cannot sacrifice the Gale Blade. So let's do that. Alright, so I'm out of action, but I do have this Nebula Dragon. We are ahead on board. We dealt with the Godma. They have 2 cards. We'll see what happens. Sky Stinger! Oh! No! Wow, that's such a good answer, and I just drew another land, so this is not ideal. I think I want to wait, right? Alright. Drawing a 10th land there was not ideal. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of value in this game, but it's coming really down to top decks here. Like, I thought I was looking pretty good with the dragon. Fortunately, they just played a mech and shield mate. Alright, and land number 11. Woo! Magic is great. Alright. Maybe they drew a land here, because... Okay. Alright, there is the Melded Moxite. Okay, perfect. We, you know, really wanted that, obviously. Okay. Okay. Let's crack this. Let's cast Decode Trans... You know what? I'm gonna play the land to not get counterspelled here. Okay. Another land. Then let's play Beamsaw Prospector. Okay! I mean, that was good. That was absolutely fantastic. So now we have the option to bombard the Sky Stinger, and then we can start attacking with everything. So they're gaining some life. They're not sacking the lander, though, so there's a reason why they're keeping this lander around. They don't want to thin out their deck. They just played a 4-4, sure. Whew. 13... We have 4 lands and 10 spells left in our deck. Alright, well, anyways, let's go ahead and kill the Sky Stinger. If they have Biosynthetic Burst, that would be very unfortunate. They could still have Biosynthetic Burst. But we have a 3-turn clock in the air. And we have some blockers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. I don't think I have another Melded Moxite, so I'm going to play that land. Just in case like I drew like Zookeeper Mechan or card draw into Mechan into Pump. Hopefully, if they have a removal spell for the Nebula Dragon, though, it's pretty bad. That is a Dubious Delicacy, okay. Alright. Interesting. I'm double blocking the Titan. Because they just don't, you know, they have to draw artifacts to attack me with the Mechan. Or with the Shield Mate. So this is interesting. I think I sack this. I do have Void cards, but let's take a look at our deck. We have a Voidforged Titan, so I want to keep it for that. And we have a Warmaker Gunship, so I do want to keep the one lander around, I think. So, let's go get the Swamp and hope we don't draw one of the 3 lands remaining in our deck. And see what happens. What is going on? That's unreal. That is so crazy. Come on! Okay, we have 14... We have 2 lands left in our deck. Okay, no, that's not an artifact. That's a land. Okay. Okay, we drew Orbital Plunge, thank goodness. Okay. regaining some life. We're gonna kill the Gigastorm Titan. Alright. I mean, I can guarantee that I just draw a spell next turn. I mean, honestly, that can be the thing to do. Self-craft Mechan. Oh my gosh, we almost died. So they can hit me for 4. Please miss. Please miss. This would be so heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me right now? So I have 2 lands left in my deck, but I do have a Warmaker Gunship. If I draw the Gunship with the 2 landers, I get to kill the Sky Stinger. Right? But if I sack both of these and I draw a Gunship, it's a very bad draw. Oh my gosh. 2 lands left. Alright, I want the Gunship as an out. Come on, Gunship! Are you kidding me?! No! This is so ridiculous. My opponent just basically drew 2 cards last turn, and we've drawn almost every single land in our deck. I mean, this is so upsetting. It looks like they just drew a removal spell, too. Yeah, I mean... I think there were some points here where we were probably like an 80% to win. And this is ridiculous. 15, 16, we have 1 land left in our deck. All right. You know what? I'm going to sack this just to see what other cards I could have drawn, to see if maybe I should have left no lands left in my deck. Because if I, let's see. The Gunship would have been a bad draw. Maneuvers would have been fine. Monoist would have been okay. The Grab Ship, Double Mechan, I don't know. It's whatever. I mean, it was a 2 out of 12 twice, and we drew back-to-back lands in the most important moments of that match. That sucks. All right, moving on. Let's see. They had a bunch of Sky Stingers, so Swarm Color is quite bad against that. They're blue-green, so they have to have some warp, although we didn't see a lot of warp. Let's just do that. Oh my gosh, that's so gross. Like, that was a game we had to win. Like, their deck... Most of our opponents' decks are likely going to be a little bit better than ours. No, we mulligan 6 lands and a Beamsaw Prospector. And that was a really good draw to start things off. The deck just kind of fell short at the end. Oh well. Excuse my emotional outburst. I do want to apologize for that. It's just, you know, like, this is one of the few tournaments that actually means something. And to lose in that fashion, it happens to everybody. Siggy double mulliganed, I get it. But still, doesn't mean it's not annoying. Alright, I'm going to try to hit a creature off of this. Oh, we hit a creature, thank goodness. I was going to be on full-blown tilt, if not. Main phase... Oh, Gigastorm Titan, sure. Okay. Let's just get this out of here. I want to do this now because next turn I can play Voidforge Titan and then turn this into a 3-2 lifelinker and attack immediately. Whereas if I hit for 2, even if I get in, I would only be able to station this for 7. It's a Sky Stinger, okay. Yep, Voidforge Titan, very, very strong here with the Void. Well said, Paul. Nutrient block. Gigastorm Titan? That's a Gigastorm Titan. Okay. Close encounter? I mean, that's a really good turn. It's a triple spell turn. Fair enough. Alright, and we drew Beamsaw Prospector. Okay. Now we just wait to see if we can find a removal spell for the Sky Stinger. Biomech and Engineer, we didn't see that one. Okay. That can be problematic. Melded Moxite. Okay, so we're going to have to wait a turn for that, potentially. I mean, I still think it was right to do what we did. Let's attack with Blade of the Swarm. The way I look at this is if it trades with the Sky Stinger, then I can start attacking with the Grav Ship unimpeded. And we need to get something going, right? So, yep. Totally get it from the opponent's side. Block, sack with the Gale Blade. They just need to get... If they get to 8 lands and start activating the Engineer, it's basically game over for us, I think. Weft Walking. When this enchantment enters, if you cast it, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library. Then draw 7 cards. Okay. The first spell each player casts during each of their turns may be cast without paying their mana. Wow. That is ridiculous. Okay. Okay, so, but they can't play any of these, but, I mean, they just drew 7 cards. Like, I'm basically dead here. Oh! Free Nebula Dragon? Okay. What do I kill, actually? I mean, they have so many cards. Do I even care about the Biomech and Engineer? I legitimately think that what I'm supposed to do here is probably just kill Sky Stinger. I just want to get as aggressive as possible here. And you know what? My opponent sees it as well with the Weft Walking. So, yep. Heads up play from the opponent. I'm gonna hold on to the Moxite still. I have the ability to... Yeah, but I mean, like I said, they have 7 cards in hand. Okay, Glacier Godmaw. Gigastorm Titan. I mean, they drew 7 cards. Like, how am I going to beat this? You know what I mean? They have to get super unlucky for us to actually win. They didn't have another creature here, because we would have just been dead. I mean, we're basically just dead here. Yeah, we had to get that first game. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, no blocks. Alright, we take 12 damage. Tractor beam on the Grav Ship, sure. No lands? Sammy's Curiosity, they're at 12. Alright, so I just need to find a way to kill the Godmaw here. Let's think here. I can't kill a 6/6. You know what? I'm just gonna... Alright. Okay. Another Nebula Dragon? I mean, we have to just be dead now, right? Oh, I can just chump block the Gigastorm Titan. Oh, I can also attack with Beamsaw Prospector. Yep. What if they have 3 lands in their hand? They're sacking the nutrient block. I still have lethal here. If they don't play any other creature. Why did they play a land? They should have sacked the block first. God. We're losing to sequencing errors. Not cool. Like, they could have sacked the block first. See if they draw a creature. Then play the land. Like, if they drew a big creature and they didn't have the ability to sack the lander. Okay, they're sacking a lander here. No, don't tell me they don't actually have a thing here. Are they going to sack all their landers? They have 2 mana left. Sack the lander. Sack the lander. Okay. Okay. Did they play a spell this turn? Maybe they didn't. I don't think they played a spell this turn. I don't remember. Blocking the Gigastorm Titan. It doesn't trample. Do they have Biosynthetic Burst, maybe? Diplomatic Relations? Yeah, any of those beats us. Man, I thought we actually had a chance here. Unless they have nothing. Yeah, they had Close Encounter. Darn. Okay, is there any... Oh! Zookeeper Mechan off the top. Is that enough? It is. Okay, so let's crack this thing. Zookeeper Mechan off the top. Oh, hold on. All right, Melded Moxite. Oh, that's not gonna... I need land Zookeeper Mechan. Hey, at least, you know, we were trying to play to our outs. Their first spell each player casts during each of their turns. Okay. Darn. Oh, that was close. I can hope they don't have a land, I guess. I mean, my hope is that they just have stone nothing. Does this thing... Oh, it tramples, though. I can't actually attack. Yeah. Alright. Well, you know what? It was a good run this time around. We didn't at least get knocked out within the first 3 rounds. So, we got to play out a full series here. But Weft Walking got us good. So double block here to not die. Okay, we get a 2/2. So now I don't actually sack my lander because I can draw the gunship, right? And I have 3 artifacts in play. Okay, wait, did they really have nothing? I thought we were dead. Oh my gosh. So Interceptor Mechan, Voidforge Titan, Nebula Dragon. Lots of good options. I mean, it's got to be Nebula Dragon. Okay. 4 cards in hand for the opponent. Like, if they kill this, I can still double block the Gigastorm Titan. I can sack the Moxite to grow the Mechan. I could have attacked and maybe they block, but I think that's a little too risky. I think they just take the 2. Well, they certainly have options. I see. Okay. Now what do I do? I can double block, or I can single block and try to win with the Mechan. I think I have to double block, as much as I hate it. Well, you know what? Maybe I single block because my thought process with the single block is... Okay, here's a thought process with the single block. It gives me a chance to win on the spot. Additionally, I can sack the Moxite, turn this into a 4/4, and still have the option to block the Titan next turn. Bombard. So let's cast this and see if this works. Okay. So now we get to attack. Okay. And now I have 2 potential lethal threats. Oh, come on! Oh no, dubious delicacy. Oh, we played so well. We tried to. Losing to a dubious delicacy. Oh man. I mean, this was a good game. This was a good game. Woo! Our opponent, I mean, they got a little... Yep. Man, I thought... Okay, you know what? Whatever happens. Like, I thought we played this match very, very tight. Like, I thought we did a pretty good job with our sequencing overall. And we put ourselves in a position to come back. We made some good blocks. But our opponent found dubious delicacy there at the end. Oh my gosh, was that a one-outer? Oh, that would have gotten us a 3rd game. And I should have won that first. Yeah, man. That is how the cookie crumbles, right? I feel like... How do I feel right now? Well, I'm extremely disappointed. We beat Siggy only to draw basically every single land in our deck with like 10 spells left. That is unfortunate. That's something that happens 5% of the time at the end, drawing back to back. And then this game, where my opponent was a huge favorite, we managed to claw our way back with some timely top decks. And then we were in a position where basically, like, if they play any creature, we're okay. Because I would have been able to make a 2/2 there at 2. And they drew dubious delicacy when I was at 2 life for the win. That really hurts. You know, like I said, I thought this draft was a little bit tricky to read. Obviously, we have several cards that are not, quote unquote, like the best cards, like Comet Crawler, Blade of the Swarm isn't ideal, but they're fine. But this deck really still had a pretty good way to grind. We had Fell Graveship, Warmaker Gunship, a couple of Interceptor Mechans, and then some late game cards in the Nebula Dragon. We had some card draw. We had some removal. So, you know, this is one of those games where none of the wins are really going to be easy. But if you sequence things well, play well enough, you can still scrap out victories. So going 2-2 is not surprising in the least. But at the same time, like, I thought we were in a pretty good position to go 3-1 to make it to the second draft. But sadly, we fell a little bit short once again. And yeah, I'm going to stew on this for a little bit, especially that first loss. That first loss really sucked. Anyways, that is what happens. It happens to me. It happens to you. It happens to everybody. But in a situation like this happening here, it's pretty rough. We didn't really open very well in this draft either. I believe the gunship was passed to us, which was good. That's proof that the red color was fairly open. And we did end up with a solid number of decent red playables and, you know, black to kind of go with that. Now, black, obviously, we don't really have like premium black cards here. So, you know, we got the Interceptor Mechans and just kind of chose that as a direction. Blue felt somewhat open towards the end, but I don't know. I thought it was a little bit too late. And we saw some green cards, so maybe I could have gone green. But green is also like a really heavily contested color, so part of me didn't want to necessarily force the whole green thing, but, you know, we had some decent green cards here in the sideboard. But at the end of the day, I thought this deck was still fine, capable of making day 2 with maybe like a 3-1 finish with some, you know, close games. We had like a fine deck, and sadly, we just fell a little bit short. But you know what? Maybe we get them next time. Qualifier weekend is next week. Hopefully, we qualify for that one and do well. And maybe we can qualify for the Arena Championship and win a bunch of money. That'll make it all feel better, right? Just wipe my tears with all the money I make from the Arena Championship. But it's a long process to get there. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this journey regardless. Thank you so much for watching. If you wanted to see more videos like this, certainly make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make videos on a daily basis, so check it out. Also, if you wanted to support the channel in a different way, I have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Hope you want some money. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy some booster boxes of Edge of Eternities, or you wanted some singles for your constructed decks, check out TCGplayer.com. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, check out HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. They are your one-stop shop for all your deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, everything you need for your next tabletop gaming experience. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order.